So we have a plan to defeat Acnologia in both the real world and also as well in the Ravines of Time. Now, I've got to say with this, I'm more happier with this how it was going to turn out than exactly with the Ravines of Time situation, where it's going to be, okay, we're going to punch Acnologia really hard in the face, and this is going to be how we deal with this giant situation. Whilst in the human world, they're like, no, we're actually going to be dealing with it in a way where it's like, oh, we're going to bring back this technique, but what if we use it in this way? Like, I find it really interesting with what they're going to be doing with the Fairy Spear, and especially with, like, it's the man himself, Hero, now about to be getting ready to write the final few chapters as well of the series and all that. He also seems like he has it written out, but whether or not it'll be very well written and all that, or whether or not like we'll have a really epic finale and all that, all begs to differ in the next upcoming chapters and all that as the fight finally begins. And, well, the Dragon Slayers having a bit of a hard time, to be fair. So I'm very happy that at least and all that they were like, oh, let's not go one at a time. No. Everyone went it charging in straight in at Acnologia. Let's go in, let's figure what the fuck's going on, what we can do against him. And like Wendy immediately was like, look, go straight in and all that. I'm gonna enhance everyone. Sting, Rogue, like all of them, and like Gargiel, they're all charging in, trying to take care of him. And then even as well, like whilst they were trying to go from the front side, both Cobra and Laxus were trying to go from the sides, and it was like, this still wasn't enough and all that. And like even as well, there was an interesting like thing that even like Cobra mentioned like throughout all of this was like he can't hear his heart at all. So that also as well like kind of maybe is that he hasn't even got with this whole body that he's got in this realm, like it probably isn't actually up to like normal human standards where like you can't exactly, it's just probably made out of pure like magical ethereal nano like particles or something. I feel like this is like pretty much what his body is at this point and all that, where like the physical one, that's where it remains. But here, like you're gonna probably have to play by different rules and all that to actually try and beat him. And the fact that he's like already acting so cocky and it's just like, you know, you can't do shit and all that, I am the strongest dragon in the world, you need to do better than this and all that if you're gonna have any effect on him. And when they're at the real world, they're like, we need to think about something as well. And thank fucking God, because there was like a translation, a very early translation for this for a while that was insinuating like stuff from the movie, and like I'm very glad that like that was just someone fucking lying out of their ass and all that, and like clearly had no idea what the fuck that meant, and like tried to like get a lot of people's attention with it. But like they were mentioning, saying like we haven't got any ancient weapons, we haven't got anything that's like worth a shot either, and it's saying, you know, like the thing is as well as saying, you know, swords, they aren't going to work as well unless they're enchanted with a Dragon Slayer's power. Like, the only way we could actually take him down is with if we had someone like Wendy here, but we haven't got that. And then even as well, Lucy is like, we've got one method. We still got something that can take care of him for a while. And the thing is, we do know that he can have a weak point, and that is like, if he's on a ship, if he's on something like that, we can actually make him weak for a while. And it's like, what's that going to do? You're going to make him throw up a little bit, like, or you're going to make him do it like for a little while. Like, how is that going to stop him? We saw it last time. It's like, we can use this time to seal him, though. We can use this, and the one thing that they decided to use is Fairy Spear. And I was like, the one thing that was the only thing that was able to hold him out for like all those years ago. And I love that something come back from Tenro, because this is something that it was able to stop him in the first time. But what if we use this in the physical realm to seal him? What if we use this to like, it kind of reminds me of like Final Fantasy 14 in a way, where it's like Bahamut. Like I feel like that's where it's kind of coming from, where it's like, we're gonna seal fucking Bahamut in this giant realm. Like the best way possible is probably to do this. However though, there's some things about this though, as they're trying to look at the one time trying to get a ship preparing and all that to try and distract him. Not to mention as well, like you got people searching for it. The thing is though, we don't clearly know unless they have a specific version of the Fairy Spear like spell and all that made this left around for him. We don't know how to activate it, as they saw and all that. Like it was to activate when they were holding hands, and like they were actually the bond, like I don't know, the fucking bonds of the fucking whole guild and all that was able to save them from activation. But we generally as well, Fairy Spear only lasted a couple of years. Like it lasted a few years, so is this going to be the same, or are they going to have like different methods, if it's a lot more people using their power combining it into the spear, is this able to like seal him up for a longer like duration of time? Like, I'm wondering like more about this, because clearly he wasn't able to access this. Like, he wasn't able to go into it, and he had to wait for it to deactivate, and he just continued doing what the fuck he did in those 7 years. Like, that was his idea. So the question is now, like, what's going to happen with that? So I'm kind of wondering about that. And like, everyone has decided, and I kind of appreciate this the most about like the fight, because I was a long time and all that, I was worried that literally the second group and all that are not going to have anything to do. Like, it's going to be all there, so that whilst they've just literally got to run around. So their whole deal right now is that they're going to take care of the physical plane, and everyone's having like a whole shot at this and all that. So like, Minerva's group is going to distract him for a while. Lucy's group is going to go over there and trying to find the book. Not to mention with the others as well, they need to go get the ships ready. Like that, so everyone from like Fairy Tail is working, and alongside with like the other members as well. From like, we got from Sabretooth alongside with like Blue Pegasus. Everyone's like working on this shit to try and get this working. So I at least appreciate that. It doesn't feel like there's a lot of characters just kind of being shielded like on the side and all that. Like, everyone's got something to do on that. And the fact like all of this going on and all that is like, even as like Acnologia, he's talking about it, saying you guys and all that, like, you can't do anything. And like, even Natsu asking like, what do you intend to gain out of this? And he's just like, like, he's just crazy. He's just like, I just want destruction. I don't care anymore. Like, I don't give a shit for your world. And it's just like, you know, that's the fact that, you know, like, you know, it's gonna be so hard to take down. You really think like, with us still standing here, it's like we're gonna let it slide just like that? And it's like, no, that's not going to be the case and all that for them. And I'm wondering, like, now and all that, like, what they're going to have up their sleeves. I really hope it isn't just, like, we're going to hit them really hard. Like, I hope, like, they have a little bit of the strategy, but I do think it is going to resolve around Natsu absorbing all the elements that they're going to have, and they are going to have to concentrate into just, this is our Bardat, this is our strongest person right here. Or if anything, one of the better things that they could do is, like, if they need someone like Natsu to do that, then have the others buy time for Natsu to get healed by Wendy. Have something like that where it's like, she pours everything like she has and all that and her element into Natsu whilst like he gets healed, and the others just buy time and then they can put in their last step. That's what I kind of feel like what they're going to be doing right now. I would prefer all 7 of them getting involved, taking him down. That's what I prefer, but I feel like Natsu is going to be the one that has to finish it in the end. So we're going to see where this is going to take us exactly. But overall and all that, I feel that was pretty decent chapter and all that. I feel like I appreciate it more. As much as I was like focused more on the A side, I want to see more of the Acnologia fight, I was more appreciated actually of the B side, where it was just like, we're actually getting stuff with them. We're getting kind of the reason where I'm happy how like Acnologia's physical body is going to be sealed. The question is about the Fairy Spear requirements, and also as well, is it going to last forever? Is it going to last like for a specific amount of time? Because then it's like, well, this is just something that's going to last 7 years or so, and then you've got the same problem again, unless they have to keep enhancing it or something like that. They have to contain them. We'll have to wait and see, but generally I'm very curious to see what you guys think in the comment section down below, what you thought about this Fairy Tail chapter. But that is all from me. Thank you as always for watching, and I'll see you guys though next time.